Hi and welcome. My name is Lindsay Parker. I am Global Recruitment Officer for Duke Kunshan University's Office of International Admissions and Enrollment. And today you are joining our DKUBound session on careers and internships. In this session, you'll learn about securing internships, whether that's inside or outside of China, eligibility for employment in China and the US and around the world after graduation, information about on-campus student jobs and paid research assistantships, and so much more. So thank you for joining today. As we go through this session, please feel free to put your questions in the chat box, and if possible, we will try to answer them. This will run for about 50 minutes today, and yeah, let's begin. So I'd like to introduce to you our panelists. Rex, can you start us off, please?
I'll probably start off. Thank you,
Thank you,
Lindsay.
Tracy.
Welcome everyone. We have a full agenda today. I have my name is Tracy. I'm the Director of Career Services, and Rex here is my colleague here at the Duke Kunshan University, and Hal is based in the U.S. So Rex, can you go back to the agenda? So I still want to give a quick overview of what we can have for today. So three of us will make a quick introduction of what we do. And the second part, Rex and I will give an overview of what DKU Career Services offer. And you probably know that, the admitted student will have the chance to spend about a semester in the US in the Duke campus. So Hal will touch base on what career services support that you can get at the Duke campus. And then a brief overview of the career outcomes of all our international students. And we had the luck, the fortune to invite Killian, which is he's a 2020 class of 2025 student. So he's gonna share his experiences in China and his current internship experience. And then we'll open up for Q&As, okay? So next, quickly, a quick introduction of Rex, can you go to the second? Yeah. So my name is Tracy, and as I said, I'm the Director of Career Services at DKU. And I am personally a proud Duke alum as well. I got my MBA degree back in 2011. 2011. Prior to joining DKU, I was leading a different type of roles in multinational companies like Adidas and Amazon. I am also a certified executive coach and a team coach. And then Rex, I'll leave Rex to introduce himself.
All right, hello everybody. I'm Rex. I work in career services a little bit over 2 years for now. I used to study in the U.S. I went to Berkeley, which is slightly less prestigious than DKU, as we all know. But I started my career at P&G as a senior brand manager, and then I find that empowering people. Career success is so much more exciting than dealing with those like business and brands. That's why I'm here today, and I'm super glad to introducing some of what we are doing to empower you to be successful in your career. I'm going to pass on to Hao.
Hi, everyone. Welcome and congratulations on your admission to DKU. I couldn't be more excited for you. I am an associate director for global careers over at Duke University's Career Center. I've got several years of experience primarily focused on international education, and my role is very much oriented on supporting international students, DKU students, and students who are pursuing global career opportunities. So I'm excited to meet you all today, and then hopefully a couple of years down the road, I'll be able to meet you in person as well. So excited to talk a little bit more about what your time at Duke might look like from our perspective.
Great. So what do we do on in Duke Kunshan University? What kind of career services do we offer? Rex, next page, please. I see how. Maybe okay. Yeah, okay. So we have a small team of 7. So most of us are from different different industries. We had different roles in companies, and also we are from different parts of China, like Jiangsu, Shanghai, Zhejiang, Shandong, and Sichuan. Next page. So the goal of DKU Career Services Office is mainly to develop a roadmap for students when they come in as a freshman, and then when they exit from DKU, they will be equipped with career skills needed for their future, step by step. So first year, you will be able to discover what type of industries you are interested in, your majors, etc. And the sophomore year, you will be able to explore your passions or areas that you would like to try and also experience. And then by year 3, we are hoping you will be able to have a either internship opportunities or research opportunities that needed for your further transitions in year 4. I think Rex is having a bit of challenge, but yeah. So hopefully by your senior year, you will be able to have the resources and skills needed for your transition to the professional world, whether it's to work or pursue further study in graduate programs. Next page, please. Next. So how do we do this? This is a quick snapshot of what services we provide, but Rex will probably dive deeper into each one of this. So we basically excuse me, from top left, we provide tools and resources for students to use, for example, resume templates, assessment tools, and also internship and opportunities for students to try from year 1. And also we are able to provide one-on-one coaching services. Students can basically book an appointment with us, with our coaches, to explore their careers, to make edits to their resumes, to consult questions around how to network with people, with professionals, with alumni, etc. And also we organize different type of career programs, for example, workshops about how to write a good cover letter, how to, like I mentioned, how to network in the industry, professionals, etc., or type of programs. And last but not the least, we organize different career events, for example, industry seminars, guest speakers from different industries, career fairs, corporate info sessions, to hire internships on campus, etc., etc. So this is basically a snapshot, but I'll hand the microphone to Rex to dive deeper into the details of our services. I think Rex might be having a little bit challenged, so I will share my screen. Hang on a second. Rex is up. Just 1 second.
Can you all hear me?
Oh, yeah. Are you
Okay.
okay? Okay.
I'm so sorry. Today it seems like the Wi-Fi is giving me a lot of troubles, but here I am. all the good stuff is definitely worth the wait. So here is a screenshot of like all the wonderful events and services that we provide over the year. There is definitely a lot of them.
Rex, are you sharing? Can everyone see Rex's screen? Okay.
Okay. I see the essay thumbs up. Yes. Okay. So yeah, here's just a screenshot of like all the stuff that we do, and I'll go through them just like one by one with you all. First of all, I think just Tracy introduced that we have a student platform, which is, basically our Canvas site. It's at the same platform that you access all of your courses, coursework. You can also access all our career services resources 24/7. We have our coaching hub where you can book, one-on-one coaching sessions with us. You can easily find out like all kinds of job, internship and full-time jobs that we receive from our employers. And some of them have like internal referral opportunity that your resume can be directly sent to the employer's hand. And then we also have the resource library where it includes a lot of like guidebooks, templates, and recording of past events where you can self-start on learning a lot of like the career essentials that like different things. And then just a quick show of like our internship and job postings. Each week we have a lot of like things going on, and we'll mark down like all the different opportunity, which company it is, the application deadline, and also like whether or not it's available for international students. And as you can see, a lot of our opportunity are actually available to our international students community as well. And then we also help you throughout the process of like your internship journey, because many of you may think that interning in a different country might have a lot of steps, logistics, complexity. Yes, sure, there is, but you are not alone in this process. We have a guidebook that literally like kind of help you throughout the way, and we make sure that you can from have the thought of like internship to eventually like landing, get the offer, and eventually start working in our internship. We help you throughout the process. And here are just some of our past international students who have successfully secured internship in China. And there are so many more students who are securing internships elsewhere as well, but we just didn't record all of them. Yeah. And then here are our one-on-one like coaching sessions, because we understand that you may have your own needs and your own interests and different stages. So we want to make sure that we are working with you individually to address any questions you have. So if you have any questions about career, like any aspect of the career, can feel free to talk to us. We also have the walking sessions where, one-on-one coaching session is like you have to book us, but then the walking session is a place where we are always available on this, Tuesday and Thursday noon time. And then you can always come back to our office to quickly, address your questions without making an appointment. And then we also have workshops. So they are more like, different themes, all the way from, self-exploration, start thinking about their career, like what kind of things you may want to take on, to like when you are actually thinking about building your professional image, when you're building your key document, your resume, your CV, and our workshops will guide you through the entire process with you. And each year we are updating, like putting more different topics into our workshops actually. For example, this year we worked with Microsoft to develop like specific workshop on a lot of technical things, because we realized that many of you might be interested in potentially finding a job in data science or computer science, and then we want to make sure that we're empowering you with all the skill sets needed. And then we also have a very strong employer network.
I think, yeah, Rex is having a bit challenge. So yeah, we have about 500 employers network in China, and more than 80 internship sites partnership that we work very, very closely with. Every year they would hire our interns and full-time jobs. Rex, yes, okay. This is basically a employer info session. So we invite I think more than 50 companies on campus to introduce the company, introduce the positions that are available to undergrad students, to graduate students. Usually it's 1 or 2 hours session, and then students can network with these companies. Next, yes. Corporate visits, this is something that we do as well. We create, I think every Friday. Sorry, I think Rex is let me share my screen.
Please excuse our interruption, and thank you so much, Tracy, for taking over.
No worries. So this is the field trips that we organized on every Friday, sometimes during Monday to Thursday as well. But students don't have class on Fridays, so most field trips happens on Fridays. For example, you can see the names here: ByteDance, Disney, Lenovo, PwC, all these well-known companies. And Rex is back.
Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry today's getting so much troubles, but yeah, now moving on to our business competitions, they are also like just really cool. We work with like different companies to empower our students, to coach them to attend all kinds of different business competitions. So one of our longest partner is like L'Oreal. We have been working with them like for like I think this 9th year in straight, and this year we actually. The team that we had last year actually got into the global final on behalf of the Greater China region, and then secured the top 10 among all teams. So this is the picture of them holding the ticket from Shanghai to London, provided by the Greater China leadership of the L'Oreal company. And then you can see on the bottom, there's also another team that was the year before, actually also got really great performance in the year prior, and got top 4 in Greater China region as well. Yeah. Okay, actually, let me see whether I can share my screen. Okay. So now moving on to our alumni and professional sharing sessions. Once you join DKU, you actually join a super strong network of the Duke network plus all the wonderful DKU alumni that we have in the past. So we invite a lot of them who are very successful right now. For example, the guy in the middle, Ben, is one of our Duke alum. He now works in the United Nations, as basically the senior economist. I think he's also Killian's boss, and probably he can introduce more as well. And then we just had, the lady on the right, Linda, she used to work at McKinsey and then pivot her career into higher education and was the chief of staff to the president of a university in Africa, trying to be the MIT of Africa. And now she is pursuing continuing her journey at Stanford University as Knight Kennedy scholar. So this is just a wonderful alumni and professionals that have been coming to our campus and talking with our students. So we understand that people have different thoughts about going into the future. If you are interested in applying for graduate schools, we also invite a lot of top graduate schools admission teams to virtually and offline meet with our students at DKU. Here you can see a lot of our really top universities: Harvard, Yale, Berkeley. I mean, that's my school. Also other schools in Canada, we have McGill, UK, LSE, just all kinds of different universities. If you are interested in potential fellowships, this year we also have invited the Rhodes Scholars admission team. We also invited Schwarzman scholars and Yanqing scholar. They're like both super internationally famous programs, fellowships that's tuition free. And in the past, we have sent students to those programs. So I think that just shows, you can be one of them as well. And then here is one of our largest event of the year, which is the Spring Career Fair, which actually just happened at the end of March. You can see like a couple pictures. We have 50 plus companies coming to DQ campus just to talk with you guys and to recruit students to be like interns and full-time employees at their companies. And then also, we have so many students who like join this event. I think it's like around 700 students. So we also can see a lot of enthusiasm. Here are like some of the top, employers that showed up at our career fair and hire international students. And I want to play a quick video to see how our employers and students have been sharing their thoughts about our university. I think some of the interview are in Chinese, but we have English scripts.
Rex, I think we cannot hear the sound of the video.
很高兴来到杜克的校园，在这边跟同学有很好的交流。
There we
我
go.
们看杜克的同学非常的活跃，来询问这边的一些工作机会。我们看到从专业匹配度来讲的话，也是非常的高，包括像1年级、2年级的同学，
I can hear
他
now.
们求这方面的一些实习，这是一个非常好的一个迹象。
We are very excited to be here. I think this is our first time, and we found some really good students who are interested in internships, full-time jobs, and so on.
同学们给我的感觉就是大家的国际化视野都非常好。今天说到了很多外籍学生的一些简历，大家如果是本地学生的话，有很多中英文的简历，也有很多计算机同学都过来投了简历。总体上来说，还是匹配度非常高的。
今天第一次来参加昆山杜克大学的校园招聘，感觉同学们都非常的热情，而且非常的有国际视野。其实我们以往的话也会有一些学生到我们那边去实习，我们业务部门的反馈都非常好。
首先觉得我们昆度的同学沟通能力都非常强，他们思维敏捷，对自己将来的一个规划是非常清晰的，自信又独立。这些特质呢，跟我们德勤的选材的标准有很多契合的地方。通过招聘会发现，学校给学生提供了非常多的一些职业辅导的机会，和未来的一些职业发展呀等等。所以希望未来能够在我们研发和创新中心，遇到更多来自昆山杜克的同学参与我们的实习项目啊。
在过程中呢，我们跟学生介绍了我们公司的一些业务，同学们给的一些反应还是蛮不错，对于香港的工作机会也好，对于金融行业的兴趣也是蛮大的。也希望这次的招聘会能够是有机会去吸纳很多的优秀学生来加入我们公司。
今天跟很多雇主进行了交流，因为我感兴趣的方向主要 focus 在环境或者是可持续的领域，了解了很多实习的岗位，然后也为自己今年暑假的规划以及之后的职业发展奠定了基础。I wanted to talk to them, and I feel like I have a good chance of getting some interviews and maybe a full-time job offer. I think as an international student, it's very hard to navigate the Chinese job market, especially if your Chinese is not perfect. So it's very nice to have all of these employers here. You can all speak English, you can ask questions. So I think this is an amazing initiative, and I've made a lot of very interesting contacts.
我对于金融还有整个 business 行业特别有兴趣，所以今天我也很高兴在 Career Fair 上有非常多金融还有咨询类的公司，比如说 PwC、德勤，我觉得这个机会非常的难得。我已经投出去了几份简历，虽然我才大二，因为我感觉对于 DKU 的学生来讲，他们对我们的认可度还是很高的。
我也想要找到一些实习机会，我很希望他们后来会跟我沟通，让我有一些实习机会。
那么在这次和雇主面对面的交流中呢，我对一些心仪的岗位有了更深入的了解，以及对整个职场的环境呢有一个更沉浸式的体验。
We have a longer fruitful partnership with the university.
希望未来能够加强跟昆山杜克大学的一个合作，
希望将来跟昆度能够有更多的一些深入的合作，成为长期的稳定的伙伴关系。
All right. Hope you all enjoy this video, and hopefully in next year's career fair, I can see some of your faces showing up in our promotional video. Some of you might be interested in finding like opportunities even before internship to better prepare yourself. And actually, our student worker program is an amazing opportunity to do so. So actually, all of our like administrative and also research offices, they are extensively recruiting like all kinds of student worker positions, so you can exercise your professional skills or like accumulate some research experiences, and that's like super wonderful. I think our student worker salary is also like much higher than other peer universities in China. So I think still students have been enjoying their experiences really really well. So yeah, we also have a lot. There's a lot of ways to be in touch with us. We have a WeChat assistant account. Once you're in China, WeChat is one of the most frequently used platform. But we also have the weekly newsletters through email. You'll receive every single Monday to basically receive all the updates we have. You'll be walking around on campus, seeing a lot of like on campus like TV and posters. We have a linking site. We also have the Canvas site. So a lot of amazing things for you to discover. All right, I'll be passing on to Hao to introduce more wonderful things at Duke.
Great, thanks, Rex. So I just want to very briefly talk about career services at Duke, including what you would have access to if you do decide to come to Duke for a semester, but also some digital resources that you'll be able to access anytime during your DKU career that I hope will be helpful to you. So if we can go to the next slide. So I just wanted to very briefly introduce you to our advising team, which continues to expand and change and grow. Our career center over at Duke is structured so that we support 8 different career communities, and these are clusters of industry interests that students might choose to pursue. So we have advisors that have expertise in all of those various career communities and create content, programming, and develop resources to support students that are interested in pursuing career paths in those areas. We also have a few folks on our team with specific areas of focus, such as myself, focused on global. We also have Jared Smith, who's our Associate Director for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging, who does a lot of identity-related programming. So the great thing about our team is that you can set up meetings and connect with whomever you think is the best fit for you. It's totally up to you whether you'd like to connect with me or anyone else. In terms of advising services, we do one-on-one advising, pre-scheduled appointments, both virtual and in person. We also have drop-in advising hours and group advising programming if you prefer to connect in a small group instead. We also offer programming throughout the year, similar to the great work that DKU Career Services is doing. We offer workshops on a variety of topics, also catered specifically to DKU students. At least once or twice a semester, we will have opportunities to practice how to talk about your unique global experience as a DKU student, how to pitch yourself to employers, how to network effectively in global environments, and more. We also consistently offer alumni sharing sessions and panels focused on different industry areas. So one example we have is Tell Me More About Environmental Consulting. It's a program we ran recently, but we run Tell Me More panels very frequently that have different industry areas of focus. We also offer career fairs multiple times a semester. So we offer one larger all industry career fair once per semester. But then there's a variety of industry-specific career fairs and virtual career fairs that you can access as well that happen throughout the semester. So lots of programming going all the time. And then one thing I really wanted to emphasize for you all specifically is the online resources that we have, because whereas with programming and advising, that's something you're only going to have access to during your time at Duke's campus, online resources are things that you can access for the entirety of your DKU career. So one great resource is our career website, which is called Career Hub. It features our career community pages, a variety of guides and resources on there as well. So in addition to DKU Career Services Canvas page, it's a great resource with lots of information that can support you. The Duke Career Center uses Handshake as our career development platform. So Handshake is both a job board with job and internship postings. So if you're looking for opportunities in the US specifically, but also internationally, you can find a lot of opportunities on there that are specific to Duke and DKU students. But we also have employer information sessions and other events that are happening on that page as well. So that's something you'll have access to during the entirety of your time at DKU. And then some other additional resources we have that I just wanted to briefly mention. Interstride is a platform specifically for international students. This is within the US context, so you may or may not identify as international in the US context. But if you do, there's a variety of resources on there related to job search strategy. There's a job board with information about visa sponsorship and top employers of international students in the US. There's webinars related to immigration and many other topics running all of the time. So this is a great resource to keep in mind that you have access to. We also have a platform called Big Interview, which is an AI-powered interview practice platform. So if you're trying to get your interview skills in shape, that's a great resource as well. We've got some career quizzes that you can take, including Focus to Career, which explores your skills, interests, and values and helps you connect those with potential career paths. A really popular platform that we recently onboarded is called JobScan. And this is another AI platform that actually will scan your resume and compare it to a job description for a job that you're applying to. And it will give you feedback on how well your resume is matching up with that job description and how likely it is to perform well when you're submitting your application online. So it's a really great way to get your resume up to speed and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward when you're applying online. So those are a couple of things I wanted to briefly touch on. We also have a YouTube channel. So if you aren't able to attend some of our panels or they're happening at an unrealistic time, given the time differences between the US and China, we record a lot of sessions that you can access on there as well. So that's just a very brief overview about what we do over at Duke. I'm very happy to take questions and connect with you one-on-one if you'd like to talk more. My email is hal.matthews@duke.edu, and I'll throw that in the chat as well so you can connect with me if you'd like.
Right, now it's back to me again. After sharing so many like wonderful services, you probably are wondering, so how are we actually doing?
Rex, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we can barely hear you. Would it be possible to check your mic source and see if it switched over when the video was playing?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, so it's just very faint. So if anybody needs to, please go ahead and bump up your volume just a tad. Thank you, Rex.
Okay, I'm so sorry I don't know how this happened. Let me just check.
It's okay now.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me continue sharing our like wonderful career outcomes that our past students and alumni have been to. So this is our just an overall outlook of 2024. The international students have been going to a lot of great grad schools and also the important opportunity that's around the world. Some students are going to start their own companies. Here's just like a short snapshot of like people going to different places. For those who are interested in going to the grad schools, I want to assure you that our students have been going to really, really great places. For fellowships, our students have been receiving the Rhodes Scholar, one of our top prestigious program in the UK, Yanqing Academy of Peking University, and also like Erasmus Mundus program in Europe. And then for the masters, top universities, Duke, Harvard, Oxford, NYU, Also, like the places like the Waterloo, Science Expo, Toronto, McGill, Yonsei, just like all kinds of really top programs in all over the world. And the same applies to PhD, because I think one of our biggest strengths at DQ is also we provide a lot of like really strong research opportunity for you to get involved in. So I think our students has been also been doing really, really well in going to PhD directly after grad school. After undergraduate. For employment, it's also really, really strong. I think people have been, finding jobs everywhere in the world, in a lot of like different industries. Just to give some examples, in tech, we have like Amazon, TikTok, Palantir, IBM, finance, we've seen also, PwC, UBS, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. Again, just like all-star, companies. If you are interested in like chemistry, some other things, environment, we have Dow, Cypress Creek, renewables. If you're interested in sports, have students been getting offers from Adidas, Nike, just basically any places you thinking about going. And here are just some stories of our past alumni who has been, sharing what they have gained from their DQ experiences and how that has been empowering them to different places where they are now. Whether it's like a startup founder, recorded by YC, Y Combinator, whether it is working in like top companies like the Bloomberg and City of Hope, Dow. I think it's just showcase of like our success in the past. But I think those are stories. And we understand you probably want to hear from our student directly. So here we have the great honor to have Killian here. Killian is actually like a recent alum, right, at this point, but he has been pursuing internship in UN Resident Coordinator's office in Beijing, China. And also now he's now working as an intern in the UNEP at Kenya. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and pass to Killian to introduce more about himself and his journey with DKU and his career. So Killian, take it away. Sorry, Killian, we couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So thank you, Rex, for the invite to share this. I'll mark this screen, and then I'll start with a brief introduction. So my name is Killian. I'm a recent alumni. I'm originally from class of 2024, but I delayed my graduation over summer last year to pursue research in China. And I'll jump right into it. I'm a Kenyan. I majored in political economy and public policy. So if there is anybody who's along that line and would like to chat about the majors, please let me know. But notably, I joined DKU as an environmental science major and swapped in my first year. So if you're also wondering about the liberal arts curriculum, I know certain international students are not quite exposed to this model, and I'm happy to chat about it. So I'm recently a program coordination assistant at UNEP in the beautiful campus of United Nations in Nairobi. My past roles have included working in UN in China Beijing offices as an economics and partnerships intern. I've also worked at Stanford Center for Social Innovation, Duke University Innovation Accelerator before it concluded its mandate, as well as in-house at DKU at the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Initiative, which is potentially one of the funnest offices to work for, as well as my research assistant role at the Humanities Research Center as a research fellow for about a little over 2 years, which also was in relation to my signature work. So my DKU internships essentially were what built my capacity to kind of act as a launch pad towards these other internships. My time at INE, I was involved in the design and development of the Future Societies engine. Once you join DKU, you'll be exposed to some of these programs and sub-programs, which are really fun to be part of. In addition, I also worked in donor engagement and fundraising, as well as partnership development. And then in the background or during the years, since around junior year, I joined as a research fellow to work on a research project that included fieldwork. I was researching on global coffee supply chains in Kenya, Rwanda, Vietnam, and China. And this resulted to an international policy analysis on global coffee production. So I'm a coffee nerd. Everybody is, if there's anyone who's into coffee. And so the reason as to why I'm presenting this is the internal Duke internships kind of help you build capacity. You get to have a safe space to experiment in various roles. As you can see, my first role was quite different from my second role. And this diverse experience kind of helped build my skills, my technical skills, but also it allowed me to understand my passions, to kind of understand where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are and what I'd want to focus on. Ultimately, I chose international development and public policy, which was also what my major was focused on. And so these internal, the internal structures in DKU or opportunities really help you to kind of figure things out as you grow, straight off from first year to fourth year. So the big question was how I found my internship. I got my UN internship notification from the career service portal. They posted it and I applied. However, before then, my future manager then had come on campus for a career service event. So I met my manager way before he became my manager. And we had a small chat, but that helped to kind of build rapport and also understand what his office or organization was looking for. And that prepared me about 3 months later, once they posted this job opening, to kind of have an understanding of how to tailor my resume and my cover letter. And the other thing is office hours, which are one of my favorite things in DKU. So this is where you get to have one-on-one chats with faculty and staff. And I'd recommend that you really get into this because you get to build long-term relationships. I remember one of the most important ones I had was with a career service director, the former, who's now chief of staff, Bonnie. And she helped me kind of think about my career, as well as gave very specific feedback on my resume. So those resources are pretty important. In addition, they still have the templates available for you to play around with to kind of see what you need improvement on. And then if you need any further help, you can, reach out on one-on-one or the walk-ins they have. And then there's the interviewing and branding process. Once I got the notification for my internship, I reached out to the office who helped with the mock preparations. We did quite a few mock preparations with Jelly, who was very kind to lend me her time and kind of practice the questions and, calm my nerves in the process. They also offered quite a lot of visa support. Since I'm an international student, they allowed me to kind of seamlessly transition from Kunshan to Beijing, which is worlds apart, but they were very helpful with that. And then there's obviously also the process of communicating your value proposition to the role and your background or your profile.
Killian, I'm just going to jump in just with a bit of a time check. We're going we have a bit under 10 minutes left, so I just wanted us to be mindful of allowing time for some questions soon.
Yeah, let me zoom through the three remaining slides. So how I prepared for this is by building technical ability straight from first year. And this is through coursework and certifications online, as well as diverse experiences. I think I'd recommend for you to take advantage of the funding pools within DKU to kind of do research, travel, meet people. All that accumulates towards you having a very rich background to stand out with in the application pools. And then obviously there is the leadership opportunities in DKU and being involved in the activities on campus. And then so for incoming students, I'd say you get in-person experiences in Asia as early as possible. They really do help in terms of finding yourself, but also understanding the story you want to sell to potential hiring managers or HR. Meet and connect with people, especially on campus. The staff were absolutely helpful navigating this process. And then obviously learn Chinese, and then engaging, as I said, class and campus life actively. And then, yeah, build relationships, essentially. And then the last one is learning how to write emails. I think this has been the biggest game changer, being able to reach out to total strangers and building rapport. I've done that a few times and it's still very effective. So yeah, that's about it. But I'd be happy to chat if you have any questions on being an international student, or if you are interested in similar majors or the career path I took, please feel free to reach out on my email. That's about it.
All right, that's basically the presentation from us. So if now you have any questions for Tracy, myself, Hao, Killian, just feel free to raise and we're happy to answer your questions.
I think we have a question in the chat. How proficient do you need to be in Mandarin Chinese to land an internship in China? I think Killian might be able to answer, but I think from my perspective, if you work in multinational companies in an English working environment, you don't need to be, very proficient in Mandarin. But again, I think there are many other type of companies, Chinese companies. So even though they don't require, but I think, and it really don't require perfect Chinese, but the communication with colleagues, when you're working, the interaction with different stakeholders in the company, outside the company, still requires Mandarin. So that's why I think DKU have the Mandarin courses for students to study and be prepared for communications, business, Chinese, etc. Killian, you might want to share a few your insights.
I think you got it right. International organizations don't really require, although it's a plus. Since your colleagues are mainly Chinese, I find it that it's a good way to kind of connect deeper with most of your colleagues. However, for international organizations such as the UN, it's not a requirement. Although it's a plus if you're a foreigner and you can be able to master Chinese.
Yeah. I would say that, the more proficient you are in Chinese, there are more doors open and more opportunities for you, right? Because if you are, purely relying on English, which I think still could get you internships, but there might be just some limitations on kind of what kind of internships you'll be able to get.
Panelists, pulling from pre-submitted questions and just FAQs that we get all the time, we're often asked, is it possible to graduate from DKU and begin a full-time job in China immediately? How can you help answer that?
Yeah, I can start. For international students, China is a big country, so different cities, different regions, they have different regulations for immigration, work permit. So we are located in Suzhou, and a lot of job opportunity. We have a lot of job opportunities in Suzhou, in Kunshan area, but many of our students still want to pursue jobs in, for example, Shanghai and Beijing. So when you're applying for different opportunities in these cities, we have to follow the regulations in these cities. So in general, students are, undergrad students, you can have internships. You can have internships in 4 years. That's without permit under your student visa. But for full time, there's a few cities would require you will have a graduate program degree or you have 2 years working experiences. But recently we have a few cases that an international student find a job in Shanghai, and there is a few regions in Shanghai. If the company is registered in these areas, you can apply for the work permit with your Duke diploma. So that's a good thing that we offer dual degrees. So I think we are working on this case, and if that works well, I think it will be a very, very good opportunities for our students to find jobs in Shanghai. And previously, we also have a few, international students found jobs in Suzhou region as well. So I think it's case by case because the regulations changes over time. So Career Services is here to help you. We keep track of the most updated policies and help students navigate on the work permit. Yeah. There's a question says, is it possible to land an internship before my senior year? Absolutely. We have freshmen, we have sophomore students landing internships, research opportunities all the time. So, we have a lot of job opportunities listed in our website. So some maybe, most of them are open for, or from year 4 to year 1 to year 4 students. So I think you just need to kind of build your own schedule when to when to put together a good resume, when do you explore industries that you would like to deep dive into, and then network with HRs, etc., and then find jobs. So definitely possible.
Great. And I think I can take the next question about how hard it is for DKU students to land internships at US companies. Are there opportunities or issues with visa sponsorship? So a couple of things to consider here. First and foremost, it depends on your country or countries of citizenship or residency. So of course, if you're a US citizen or permanent resident, it's going to be quite easy to navigate this. If not, there are a few opportunities. So if you choose to come to Duke for a semester and you choose to come in the spring semester, you would have the opportunity to extend your stay in the US over the summer, during which time you could potentially do a part-time or full-time internship off campus. However, because of the visa that you will be on, it is a process that will require some networking and direct outreach with employers. It's less likely that you're going to find a standard summer internship simply by applying online. So my recommendation, if you are interested in doing a junior summer internship in the US, is to start planning that really early and start with your networking and outreach to US-based employers that you're interested in, preferably before you even come to Duke. So if you'd like more support with that, feel free to connect with me. I'm happy to talk you through it. Your Duke and DKU degree will not automatically give you an ability to come live and work in the US. So a common avenue that many students will pursue if that is a long-term goal is to attend graduate school or a master's program in the US. That would then give you access to a separate visa with additional work authorization that would allow you to then work with a US-based employer. So a little bit complicated. I hope that clarifies it a bit, but feel free to follow up with me if you have more questions about that.
Thank you. Is there an opportunity to pursue internships in law?
Actually, I'm so sorry, but I have to, we have run out of time. And so I just wanted to say to anyone who hasn't had their question fully answered, whether it's in the chat box or pre-submitted, this is not your final chance. Please just follow up with your assigned admissions officer or crowdsource your question on Discord or through Parent Hub. we can definitely find ways to help you get those responses, especially if it's something very specific about a specific type of career field that you're interested in preparing for. So please join me in giving a big thanks to our panelists from Career Services and our distinguished alumnus. And please keep in touch. Thank you so much. And there is another DKUBound event coming up tomorrow. It is Student Resources Arriving and Thriving on Campus. So if you're available, please join us for that. And if you know anybody that really wanted to attend this one but couldn't make it, we will be sharing the link to the recording on YouTube shortly. Thanks again, and have a great day and great night wherever you are in the globe. Bye-bye, everyone.